Hello, I'm Bradley Jay. During this pandemic, a lot of us have had to give up doing things we love to do. And it may be time to find some other things to do. Maybe something we've always wanted to do, maybe something we've never even considered. How about learning to fly? For real, you might want to consider flying lessons up at the Plum Island Airport. Tell you what, let's go up and hang out with flight instructor John Murray and talk about it. Hey John, give us a little history of the Plum Island Airport.
Plum Island Airport first operated in 1910 when this area hosted Starling Burgess, a pioneer, built his own aircraft, which he flew successfully both in the Wenham, Massachusetts area, off a pond that was ice covered, and then within a short time moved the operation to Plum Island and took advantage of the rolling dunes and continued testing and perfecting his plane.
Can we talk a little bit about the people who come up to the airport for lessons and the license?
Usually people coming here are training for their initial license. We call that the private pilot license, and it gives the graduate the opportunity to fly themselves and their friends and family anywhere in the world in clear sky conditions.
How much of the training is actually flying?
The actual the FAA government requirements are for 40 hours in the aircraft. Much of that, if not most of it, is with a flight instructor. The requirements for ground training or classroom don't have an hour limit. Many people, especially today, prefer learning online as far as the ground school. The big item in the ground school is that you have to pass a written test of about 60 to 80 questions. And then you can go and fly in the air with a federal examiner and then come out successfully as a private pilot.
How long does it usually take?
If a person wants to devote full time toward their pilot training, they could be licensed perhaps in 2 months. Most of our graduates are in the 6-month variety. The flight school classes are really one-on-one. It's tutelage with you and your flight instructor.
All right, let's have a little fun. Let's say we're taking a training flight, we're coming in for a landing. Give me some pointers.
Most airports that don't have a control tower have a rectangular pattern around the airport that we encourage the pilots to use. It's set up in such a way so that you can more easily see other aircraft that may be in the pattern with you, and also gives you guideposts or guide points as to when to reduce power, when to start to put on the wing flaps, when to descend, and definitely what speed do you need at a certain part, each part of that rectangular pattern. When you come in for a landing here on many days, you'll be 1,000 feet above the airport and you'll be paralleling the runway going toward the beach. We call that the downwind leg, because the wind is usually right on your tail at that point. Then, as you get a little closer to Plum Island, we would have you put on some heat for the carburetor and bring the power back to a very low setting. Then you'd also try to raise the nose of the aircraft with your wheel, raise the nose of the aircraft a little bit for the main purpose of slowing the airplane down. You may be at 100 miles an hour possibly when you're doing this, but your objective is to get down to more like 75 miles an hour so that when you finally make a turn toward the airport, your speed will not be detrimental.
Wow, well there you go. That was a blast. And man, I loved it. I loved the taking off and the landing the best. It's something that is more doable than you might imagine. It's wicked fun.